Well, it's simple. It's simple. No one gets out of life without having some emotional and mental scars. And emotional and mental scars end up creating stories. I'll give you a great example. As a young boy between the ages of 4 and 6, I was molested by 2 older boys in Armenia, right? So I've experienced sexual abuse. When we escaped the Soviet Union and came to the United States, not only did my parents bring me to an amazing country of freedom and opportunity, what they don't realize is they freed me from a constant barrage of being molested. Now you can imagine being molested, sexually abused, left emotional scars on me. It made me feel unlovable, made me feel broken, made me feel like I'm not worthy, made me not trust men. It made me feel anxious and depressed. Now, until I dealt with that, all those feelings were like this dark passenger that drove with me everywhere I went. And even when I tried to get in a great relationship, my dark passenger, little nod to Dexter, the TV show, right? My dark passenger was there to remind me that I'm a piece of shit, that I'm not worthy, I'm not lovable, that I'm broken, and who would want me? So if that's your inner dialogue because you've dealt with sexual abuse, physical abuse, mental abuse, maybe you were bullied, I don't know what your situation was, but I can tell you that most of us, in fact, studies show that 1 out of every 3 people have had some kind of mental, physical, sexual abuse. And that abuse begins to cause these stories that you create in your head. And these are all stories that are inaccurate. They are false narratives. It's like you're wearing a false mask. They create insecurities in you. And you operate from a place of storytelling instead of reality. So what are the stories that you're telling yourself, my friends? What are the stories? Is it because you were a fat kid and they called you gordito? I had a Mexican friend when I lived in one of the Section 8 housings. They call him gordito, right? I think in Spanish it means like little fatty. I get it. Cute little name, cute little nickname for a 10-year-old, 11-year-old. But didn't little gordito end up taking on the personality and feeling like, well, just a fat fuck as he got older? And if you feel like a fat fuck, and if the people that you love and who are supposed to protect you, with the best of intentions, called you gordito, didn't that leave scars? And doesn't it make sense then this friend of mine might end up sabotaging a lot of things in life because he believes that he's unworthy, unlovable, that he's to be made fun of? So unless you process through your pain, unless you overcome your traumas that you've experienced, it's not just going to happen by reading books. It's going to happen by working with a therapist. And if you're a dude, I'm here to tell you, because I've worked with 3 therapists. My 3rd and final therapist was the one, Kevin Downing in Brea, California. I'm here to tell you that if you're a dude, you got to work with the male therapist. And you got to work with one that's got some experience, who's dealt with people like you. Otherwise, you keep telling yourself these bullshit stories, these narratives that aren't even real. And once you start doing the self-work and you tap into self-mastery and you connect with higher consciousness and you begin to deal with the traumas that you've experienced,